Hello and thank you for joining us back here for game number 3 as Team Liquid Academy take on Cloud9 Academy. And today, Cloud9 is fielding FLICKR in the jungle, who's one of the only players taken to the stage today who did not have the week off.
Yeah, that was a very high-pressure situation for him at Rift Rivals, and now getting to cool off, get back into the groove of things with Academy. So he's always been great in the jungle, so it's not going to be a surprise to see him do well here. However, he's up against a new face in the Academy scene, at least for this year, in Odd-Orange, the replacement for Mike Young. So compared to him, this is in 2018 summer for Mike Young. As you can see, the stats are not the best in his case. I think there's a lot of mismatches here and there, but the meta was different, the champions he played, the play styles, everything was not the same. And on top of that, Mike Young is a player that already was a key figure for Team Liquid Academy, synergizing very well with Matt in the bottom lane, and Odd-Orange was always more of his lonesome jungler. So seeing how he fits and integrates into Team Liquid Academy will be very interesting, and I think it's going to take some time.
And it just doesn't have that much time, to be perfectly honest. So we'll see what happens on the starting rosters, though. Under the starting rosters, on the blue side, it's Team Liquid Academy looking a little bit different. In the top lane, it's Jenkins. In the jungle, Odd-Orange will join them for the first time this split. In mid, Insanity, bot and support, Shoryu and Matt, and their coach, Dodo.
And challenging them on the red side, it's Cloud9 Academy with Jukes in the top lane, FLICKR in the jungle, Golden Glue in the mid lane, Keith playing bot, and his support Diamond, and their coach, it's Westrice.
Of course, Sven did have time in the Academy last split, so certainly has played with a lot of these players before. I think Jukes will be the interesting one because I doubt he's had very much experience playing with him. That is, of course, the new top laner to Cloud9 Academy this split. So given how much attention Jukes tends to draw because he plays very aggressive lane matchups, very interested to see how FLICKR can maybe tip the balance there in top lane.
Absolutely. Always down to see what the Swole Bros have to offer. And the Yasuo banned right away.
Yeah, get it out of there.
It's a good adaptation. First rotation on blue side, because you know that Cloud9 Academy can always lock it in the first 2 picks. Banning out that Kennen Jenkins' most signature pick, so making sure that Jukes has an easier time in the top lane.
Aurelia and the Yasuo you mentioned, followed by Karma, Kennen, and there's a Yuumi ban on blue side there for TL Academy.
So I think for TL, the first thing is get Odd-Orange comfortable here. So either get him a pick that he's known for, such as a Lee Sin, or get him a pick that's just amazing right now, the Sejuani.
Yeah, Sejuani.
Right, so very easy, straightforward. Now, how does Cloud9 Academy react to that? Because FLICKR, not only is he a master of those 2 champions, he's a veteran in his own right that would have no problem exploiting the gaps in knowledge that somebody like Odd-Orange, who has been away from the competitive scene for a while, in his first game back.
And we've seen the reverse end of this trade last game, but this time it's Aatrox first, and now Sejuani was very, very likely to be taken by Cloud9 Academy. So TL decide that they want the Aatrox. That's the champion they feel is more important to them. And that is Mordekaiser. Unfortunately, not allowed just yet. I'm very excited to see that champion once he's able to get pro. Really?
I want him to stay in his own realm. Just keep him away. It's a nightmare. If you're behind as a jungler, you get ulted every time. Like, all right, I guess I'll tab again.
All right, well, Serge and Lux, the first 2 picks there for Cloud9 Academy. I've seen a lot of Lux in recent weeks, so no surprising that Cloud9 just take 2 very good picks and kind of kick the draft back over to TLA.
Good synergy, right? You've got binds, locking somebody in for just enough time for Sejuani to get auto, 2 procs to W, then another auto, gets you with the stun. Lots of crowd control already, at a distance, mind you, too. And with the shields, so shields are even better when you've got resistances on top of it, because the shields scale off of it. So if you got a Sejuani building a lot of armor in MR with the Aftershock, that Lux shield, her value is just exponential on top of it. So this is going to be a very tanky boy in FLICKR.
So Jarvan Corki is the answer there for TLA, and Golden Glue actually takes Azir here. We usually see Corki counterpicked into the Azir, but Cloud9 deciding that the pick is good enough that they still want to play it here.
There's still a lot to work with for them when you've got early game power. You've got the Lux in the bottom lane. You can go with champions like a Lucian too if you really want to make sure that bottom lane does just fine. Because what I don't want to see at a Cloud9 here is going with a full late game where you go Lux Ezreal bottom lane and you got Sivir and Sejuani, and then you go with some scaling top laner. There's a lot of late game that way. Whereas if you can build some early game, then you transition into the mid game very well when you've got your Azir and your Sejuani.
Well, no Sivir allowed because Cloud9 Academy actually going to ban that one away. TLA respond by banning Varus away from Keith. So might see a lot of bot lane targeted bans actually. Yeah, there's another one. Xayah going to hit the bin.
Probably bottom lane, right? Like that's what's missing for both teams. Or at least for TL exclusively, it's the entire bottom lane, whereas for Cloud9, it's the AD and top lane. So Jukes is getting that last pick. And by the way, Riven is pretty good against Aatrox, so Jukes' debut game was Riven, so we might get to see it here, which would be sick, because Riven Sejuani is really strong.
That's what I was going to say. Always want to pair Sejuani with a good aggressive melee champion if you can. Aurelia and Yasuo, two of the better options, are already banned, so certainly have something like a Riven that they could potentially take. No Caitlyn allowed either. The Cloud9 going to be pushed all the way down to maybe Tristana here. Oh no, Renekton instead. Okay, another melee champion. That's good with Sejuani.
Fantastic. Love to see it. And that gets you a lot of pressure in the top side of the map, which frees up everywhere else, because now TL has to think, well, you got to sack top lane. There's no chance we're winning these 2v2s here, so what can we do elsewhere? Locking in that Lucian right away. They don't know what the AD carry selection is. You only know that you're up against Lux, and Lulu seems to be the answer.
We've talked about Yuumi Lucian. I mentioned Lulu Lucian earlier. This is kind of a classic lane. Very good if you can get there. Lucian just turns into an absolute monster when you're able to give him heals and shields. So Matt is going to go all the way down to Lucian. That is going to leave Keith with an option. They actually decided to effectively counterpick AD here, so Keith deciding on Kai'Sa at the end of the day.
Interesting. So Kai'Sa, not gonna lie, no idea how Lux Kai'Sa are gonna do against Lucian, Lulu, but I gotta favor the Lucian and the Lulu over anybody else, considering that they are more of the early game harassing duo. And they are also piloted by Matt and Shoryu, who have had quite some time together. But conversely, Keith, the Toucan, has always been solid here.
Yeah, he's been really, really good in Academy. And it is curious to me to see Cloud9 play a comp that is a lot more like mid to late game centric. This has been a very aggressive team. They tend to just win their lanes and snowball from there. But I kind of like that they're trying to show us a little bit more. I think Jukes is the kind of player that still wants to play his way and wants to play aggressively, so they're allowing him to do that. And, you know, not going completely late game like you didn't want to see from them. But, you know, Golden Glue's played a lot of Akali in this split of Academy. He's a very flashy. He played LeBlanc yesterday. So, you know, they're trying something with a bit more scaling. Kai'Sa, Azir, like things that maybe are a bit more standard in the current metagame, but not necessarily have been where Cloud9 Academy have succeeded. So certainly trying to show us a few different things here.
Well, when you've got Svenskeren, I'm sure that your players are also a little bit more willing to experiment a bit. When you've got this man on the Sejuani, who I believe last time we took a look at it, the top 5 most winningest players in the LCS, especially when it came to junglers. In the top 3, it was Blabber and Sven.
Now, Blabber gets a bit of a pass. He hasn't played nearly as many games as Sven has.
But Svenskeren had well over 200, close to 300 games with an over 65% win rate, I believe.
Something fairly ridiculous like that. Svenskeren has had almost a somewhat underappreciated LCS career, which is crazy given how many championships he won on TSM. But certainly a player that is continuing to seem better and better. And I think still currently the best jungler in LCS. Now down here, you know, just hanging out in Academy.
Just an overall success story too, because his fitness journey was great for everybody to notice. Be like, damn, man, you know, this guy is great at the game, turns his life for everything's going great. Well, that's a kind of
not great for Keith. Because he eats the good lance and the wrong end of that trade early on. But not expecting too many fireworks here in the bottom lane. Keith and Diamond, I imagine, gonna have to be the defensive 2v2 here. In fact, Odd Orange is gonna make it absolutely so. Level 2 with the red buff, already sweeping out the ward.
Very wise of him, and now he's gonna encounter Svenskeren, both sitting at 1 camp only. And he does have that lead with the bottom lane having pushed in, and The ward is going to buy just enough time, but he just goes over. Will Odd Orange do it blindly? Oh! He definitely should have gone for that. There it is.
Not going in again, but Svenskeren able to stun him up and get some damage down. I mean, they both have red buff here. Svenskeren with the Aftershock proc, not really afraid, at least in the 1v1. Have to watch out for Shoyu and Matt potentially roaming up, though.
Yeah, he missed out on the opportunity to really get that flag and drag over on Svenskeren. So I think that's what I mentioned to be taking advantage of the opportunities that Odd Orange is not fully familiarized with, where the jungler is pathing back in. What is he going to do? He's not going to go for a gank. He's going to try to secure wards so that he can do his camp. And you had a little bit to see with vision, so the play for him would have been to EQ blindly, because you know Sejuani's not going to kill you on her own. So had he gone for that, I think he would have been able to bully out Svenskeren and make the most out of the bottom lane here. But instead, we're now looking at Jukes potentially making a dive onto Insanity, who's got half HP. Flash stun and he's dead!
Yeah, Jukes now though sees Odd Orange, but they still want to go for it. Good knock up there by Odd Orange, but Jukes is just going to dash away to safety. And that's good enough, honestly. That will force Insanity back.
I don't know why I yelled. Like, I kind of was hoping that he would do it.
Oh, I was hoping for a dive,
Yeah.
but Jukes decides on a slightly more conservative play, as both mid laners will TP back in. Insanity, if that is correct, actually Klepto here in this lane, so trying to get some extra stacks. In fact, it's full on bank build here for the Corki. Cull first pack to join that corrupting potion.
Wow. Okay, right. Full late game here, so that Corki's not going to do a lot for quite some time. But hey, when he does start doing damage, he should be probably half an item ahead out of everybody else, because that's what Cole really is going to do for you.
I think if he can keep up the farm, that will certainly be true. But Golden Glue is doing a nice job early on, at least, denying some CS and pushing Insanity in. We'll see if that changes as the matchup continues, but double Doran's ring for Golden Glue is nice and aggressive for him. Svenskeren currently hanging down the bottom side as his bot lane wants to push in the rest of this wave, but just going to take a recall, waste the minimum amount of time, and see that Keith and Diamond are pretty well covered here.
And they're farming just fine, already building up a CS lead in the bottom lane, so Matt and Shorty were unable to really continue to exert that pressure, because as Keith and Diamond continue to get levels, their wave clear really improves, and that wave clear turns into very powerful harass, unlike Matt, who can't afford to use that glitter lance to not only clear out the minion waves, but harass the bottom lane. So power of the Lux support really coming to fruition there, on top of the fact you've got Aftershock, making it impossible to trade against.
Golden Glue continuing to play aggressive here. You can actually see he's building up a almost 15 CS lead. Insanity's just getting harassed every single time he goes for a minion.
I mean, he's going to continue to lose this lane just because he's not buying items to lane. You have a Cole against a guy that's gone double Dorans. To put it in top lane terms, it's as if a guy goes double Doran's Blade and you choose to go Cloth 5. You're just going to lose that lane, right? You're clearly trying to survive.
We'll see how the survival works out as Jukes dashing in onto Jenkins, spins around there, but a nice clip from the Q, finds the triple knock up there actually, and that's going to force a flash. Jukes got caught by the chain, so does have to get out of there.
Very dangerous, and now Jenkins should be pushing him away from that cannon minion. There's no way he should be getting that without any punishment.
Svenskeren also roaming in, but Odd Orange gets the big wolf there. Able to spot Svenskeren in his jungle. But Sven not too punished, will just Q out over the wall and walk back towards his own jungle.
So I want to talk about the summoner for Golden Glue, specifically Azir in the mid lane, because you see three. You see Electrocute, Lethal Tempo, and Comet.
Yep.
You see Comet. So the Comet and Electrocute are really just all about laning, making sure that you have a lot more power in your laning phase with that initial burst. Whereas Lethal Tempo is all about, I want to have a free lane if I can, and then go into crazy late game, which is really effective for taking down big beefy tanks. But if there's no big beefy tanks, it doesn't matter. You can just go Comet, you can go Electrocute, and your damage is going to be the same. In fact, it's going to be equal.
I like this roam down here from Jukes actually. Knew that the wave was in a bad spot in top lane. Doesn't want to waste his TP going back there. So it actually roams down to the Drake, make sure Cloud9 can pick up that first Infernal, and now just going to take that recall and walk back. Should be able to catch the wave pretty much in time.
And to really exemplify why that play that Jukes made was actually really nice, is that the play stems from his itemization. Walking down to the bottom lane, because you've got boots, and then being able to walk back to the top lane because you then improve to tier 2 boots, means that not only can you afford to make those moves without missing out on CS, but you're actually a lot harder to gank from Jenkins and Auto Orange, which are two auto attack, physical damage based champions. So really smart purchase and play to make the most out of it already. So that's the kind of stuff you really want to see when you're looking at item spikes.
A really nice polymorph there by Matt. Keith looking to be first blood. It does go down to Odd Orange, but here comes the TPs in. Jukes makes it down first. Odd Orange looking to get executed up. Does get the first kill for Jukes. Jenkins dives in, trying to get something back here. The culling is nice. Gonna get blocked up by Diamond, and Jukes does survive. Here's Golden Glue in the mid lane. Alley-oops into the ulti by FLICKR. What a clean kill made by Cloud9 Academy as Keith TP's back down, but the dive's not done. Shoyu gonna dive in onto Keith, but Keith gets that kill. Killer Instincts there for a bit of extra shield, and now Shoyu gonna get stunned up and killed, and execute by Matt to the turret, and Cloud9 Academy get everything there.
A crazy greedy drive out of Team Liquid, hoping to just get the rest of the bottom lane out of Cloud9, but it backfired so drastically. That hurts so much. In the meantime, Insanity falling further and further behind, and if that wasn't enough, FLICKR just got the counter jungle too, taking that blue buff. Uh-oh, Golden Glue.
No flash here, Odd Orange. No ulti, no flash. Gonna be hard to catch him. Need the damage, but not enough shots left in the tank. Insanity will not get Golden Glue. I mean, Cloud9 up 2,000 gold. They got an ace, basically, across the map. After that play, Matt's one execute, the reason why the scoreboard might look a little silly.
I can't wait to take a look at that one again.
Well, might not get too many opportunities because Diamond is roaming mid lane. Looks for a binding. Good juke there left by Insanity to not get tagged. But, you know, Diamond happy to play mid lane for a little while. Probably wants to go back anyway. Here's Sven again. Has the flash. Insanity ready with his own summoners. So FLICKR just going to threaten, but Insanity will be forced to use the Valkyrie.
Just making sure that Golden Glue gets back to that lane. So let's take another look at how this play starts out, because a nice engage that gets followed up with Matt flash polymorphing Keith. That's what really takes him out. And then they're going to try to turn on to Jukes, who does a good job of buying just enough time, and Jenkins hoping to get that Q knockup. This is the nice little clear, but this is where things start to go wrong, because Jenkins does not get that proc, and then they're going to go for Diamond. And so Keith teleports in, and they're thinking maybe we can just dive Keith right away. But there's no CC here. It's only Jenkins. Sorry, it's only... Yes, sorry, it's Jenkins, the only CC, because Matt is out of mana and unable to do anything. And then, meanwhile, in the mid lane, when you're up against the Swole Bros, all you can expect is perfection and synergy. Just like two pairs of bulging biceps doing curls. And that's what happens.
Smooth kill there in the mid lane. Right, Golden Glue and Sven. So Jukes diving in onto Jenkins, trying to continue the aggression. Conqueror pops. Odd Orange is here though. Jukes now in a 1v2, but if he can get the first kill, that'll be a good start here. Jukes now forced to flash away towards his teammates, but in the Cataclysm, just gonna have to fight his way out. In the arena he goes. Odd Orange still fighting out of the way. Gets the dash, gets the Q. Massive amount of healing. The shutdown does come through, but FLICKR going to be able to take down the kill. It's Golden Glue, actually, that gets the trade kill.
That's that power healing of that Aatrox, but unfortunately, Odd Orange missed another combo, which actually buys even more time for Jukes and the rest of this team to get there. Another engage, but Shoyu does have that Lulu.
Again, what a wild growth by Matt. Gets a double knockup for Shoyu, still fighting here. Golden Glue go roam down, he TP'd in, he's going to get the double scoop and the double kill.
Where did he come from? Just teleports down there, cleans it up. Now he's a 4-0 Azir. And meanwhile, this Corki has yet to even finish his coal. He's got nothing.
Yeah, still 24 minions to go. FLICKR actually gonna...
Oh, he's gonna die.
Aggressive, chilling smites him. Insanity, no sums. Gonna get the first stun. No ulti from FLICKR, but he can't really go anywhere. The aftershock procs and FLICKR able to find the solo kill.
What's with these Corkis and dying today? They're not doing very well. That's what I was.
Believe in the late game crunch. So watch just topside again.
See?
I mean,
so Odd Orange just barely missing out the combo onto Jukes does actually make a difference. So it forces Jenkins to play really cautiously. I think if you actually hit that, you don't have to buy all that time, which allows the rest of C9 to come in, and then immediately, let's see when he teleports. Where does the TP begin? So I think the second that Shoryu dashes in, he must start the channel. Yep, there it is. The second Shoryu commits the dash, Golden Glue collapses. Just like any other 80 carry story, the second you use your movement ability offensively is when you die.
And good reaction there for Golden Glue. I mean, a nice 2v2 for TL to get at least the first kill, but very tough to win with Golden Glue able to TP in.
This is just silly. You're gonna throw out mana in the man's face, knowing that you don't have Valkyrie or Flash. He doesn't even have ultimate or blue smite. He just runs him down.
Aftershock, baby. Nice kill there for Sven. Rift Herald also used top, but shut down by Jukes and Svenskeren. Ulti hits Jenkins. They go in straight away. Diamond also up here. That's a flash forced out by the Aatrox. Odd Orange in danger of getting tagged.
Oh!
Able to be stunned. What a binding there by Diamond. Follow-up stun lands in. Cloud9 going to tower dive in. And that'll be yet another kill. Odd Orange does get the trade, but Cloud9 fine too.
That was such a good binding out of Diamond with the double ultimate as well. And in the meantime, Golden Glue gets to harass bottom lane even further. C9A is on the map doing everything and anything. And on top of that, they got 2 Infernals.
Yep, time to collect as many plates as they can get here in top lane. Golden Glue going to do the same there in bot. And that's first brick and all the plates left over to Golden Glue, who is just so far ahead.
That's a 600 gold bounty already.
Shoryu trying to shut down Keith, but can't quite find the angle for the last few bullets. I mean, with the Blade of the Ruined King, you can see why the Lucian is doing so well. And Keith has pressed the attack, does not have fleet footwork to kind of help him in any sort of little fight. At least as far as healing goes, but gonna take the back. Keith feeling fine so far, keeping up in CS. Given how far ahead the rest of the map is, as Golden Glue does a jig there in mid lane. Cloud9 Academy still riding high with this gold lead, up 5k right now.
Oh yeah, this is definitely their game. Now you gotta swap to the top lane from the bottom lane, going for that outer tier 1 right before the Ocean Dragon spawns.
Just really impressed with how proactive Golden Glue's managed to be on a Z, who's usually a champion you just kind of see anchored to the tower in mid lane and not doing much else, but was able to get a lead, kind of start out pushing Insanity fairly early, and we're 15 minutes in with the call done, and that Trinity Force still hasn't been picked up.
I think his proactivity had to be something that he knew he had to go for once Corki committed to that Cole build, because he was saying, I'm not going to pressure you in the lane. Like, this lane is yours, do as you please. And if Azir were to just stick there and do nothing, then he's playing Insanity's game. So by roaming, he further punishes the window that Insanity is giving him to build up that 100 CS Cole lead.
And meanwhile, Keith does take out the turret in the top lane. Triforce now done for Insanity, but this is a tower dive brewing for Cloud9 Academy. Svenskeren finds the angle, doesn't quite connect the stun, but the binding onto Odd Orange. Wild growth there for Matt. Tower falls. Svenskeren now caught out in the front line, is going to die, but Diamond there lining up the laser, gets some poke onto Odd Orange, and they can't quite finish the Jarvan.
I'm kind of surprised to see that the Sejuani ultimate missed. It really looked like it might have been able to clip somebody and then just start getting that ultimate on, because if that connects, that play is actually a very good play. So just a slight mechanical error out of C9's and ends up costing them a spree, but they still walk away with the objective, which is the main focus of why the play was good in the first place. So yes, it's not as optimal, but when you continue to make the right move across the map, you can afford to make execution mistakes.
Yep. You can see angle
right?
Just barely.
They kind of juked up a little bit, so I think it was very good out of Shoryu and Odd Orange.
And again, there's the punish, even with the tower dead, able to make sure they get the kill. Cloud9 cannot find the answer. Still, as you said, I think doing the right thing, that was the right objective to go for, that was the right play to go for. Cloud9 not too unhappy with the situation. They'll still maintain a very hefty gold lead. And their map lead as well, with 2 Drakes and 3 towers to 0. Looking to take full control of Summoner's Rift right now.
Full control of the mythical creatures too. Going after this Ocean Drake that should be in the next 20 seconds. So I'll tell you what they'll do. They'll push out the lanes, rotate in, clear out vision, push out the next wave, and then start the objective. And then see if Team Liquid wants to contest. Because Team Liquid, having Insanity in the top lane, is already saying, we're not focused on this dragon. This dragon is yours.
Yeah, it feels like right now just looking to trade. So are going to lose the Ocean Drake. Insanity is trying to take the outer turret in top lane, but Keith will join and at least catch the minions as they're coming in. Drake, as expected, goes over to Cloud9 Academy. Just continuing to find advantages for themselves. Have not really put a foot wrong.
No wrong feet here.
Not yet, at least.
Only right.
Insanity getting harassed here by Diamond. Hockey stronger, but still fairly squishy. And not nearly as strong as this Azir, who already has the 2 items completed.
Yeah, he's down an item, down laning items, down CS.
Down experience. If we were trying to paint a picture of how lopsided the mid lane has felt, Insanity certainly has just been playing catch up for most of this time. Diamond there looking for a binding, almost predicts the flash, but a good angle there from Insanity gets him out of there.
It's tricky because FLICKR always had his ultimate available, making sure that any non-standard shenanigans...
Oh, what an ulti there by Sven. Diamond able to seal the last hit, but FLICKR just smashes out Orange as they take down the turret. Not really much business defending that, but they tried, and TLA were punished. Now Cloud9 are threatening to break the inhib turret in under 20 minutes, Crumbs.
Here they go, and engage is happening.
The package, going with no ulti, but Golden Glue just kicks them out with the Emperor's Divide. Jenkins will force a flash, but there's Diamond with the ulti, almost able to pick one up. The shield's out of Lux will let them continue the chase, despite the lack of health bars. Insanity just gets crushed by Jukes and FLICKR.
And that engage was so forced out of Team Liquid that the second that C9... Oh, another one!
Another good bind into the stun, and Diamond continuing to collect kills here. Keith also over the top, able to take the 1v1 versus Shoryu, and they're just falling apart at Team Liquid Academy.
Team Liquid's gonna need a lot more time, in my opinion, for them to really find their groove with this new player. I think that so far, we're really starting to see the effects of Mike Young lacking in this squad.
Also, I mean, just a tough ask against Cloud9. One of the best teams here in Academy. Brought down FLICKR just for a bit of extra oomph. And making quick work of TLA right now. Up over 10,000 gold. They break 2 inhibs at just under 20 minutes.
I mean, isn't that the equivalent of you're playing pickup ball and then one guy's like, oh yeah, you know, my cousin's LeBron James, I'll sub him in.
I guess.
He tags in, like, well, I mean, it's fair, but why?
I mean, again, not that Blabber has not had a good split either. Both LCS and Academy has been good for him, but really tough set of circumstances there for TLA. Must be tough for Orange to come in and play against the best LCS jungler.
Well, yeah, I think they want to give Blabber a break as well because he was playing not even junglers in Rift Rivals.
He
was
3 roles, played a ton of games.
He had the most fun. He had the most fun.
Well, Cloud9 Academy more than capable of taking this early Baron. There's just not much TLA can really do to stop them. We'll see how the defense looks, but this game is... Cloud9 will look to end this game with this Baron.
Well, 21 minutes in, already a 10,000 gold lead. All signs point to yes.
Diamond also with a need to see large rod. I do like that the supports are getting a little bit more aggressive with their item choices. Flash ulti after Q is going to force a flash out of Shoryu.
Literally the maximum range of an engage possible. Q, flash, R, max distance. And Shoryu still burns his own flash, not using heal to try to juke it or using any abilities. He just has to burn the summoner. Cloud9 is going for the end.
Still going to charge in here. Wild Growth throw into Orange. Cloud9 will be fended off for a little while longer. Orange does go down. Golden Glue dominating his Duke's going to dive back into the backline. Diamond again with the ulti. Going to try and make it happen. Cloud9 just diving with impunity out of the Nexus turret as Golden Glue finally misses an ultimate. But Nexus turret 1 has fallen. Not a lot left for Cloud9 to clean up, but they will back away.
They juggled tower aggro really well out of that, making sure that nobody went down. However, They weren't able to finish out any kills besides that first one, so they're not going to be able to end the game. Those two stopwatches bought a lot of time out of Jenkins and Odd Orange, so that stifled their engage. And I like what they're doing here. Forget about that Ocean Dragon. It's all about ending the game. We were just about to go for that play. Continue to elaborate on it.
And I just remembered that not only will Cloud9 be happy to sweep another week of Academy, but they'll actually take sole possession of first with TSM's loss that we saw just a game ago. If they can finish this one off here, we'll finally get back to the spot they've wanted all split long. Not a lot left for them to clean up here. There are only 2 towers left in this whole game for Team Liquid to try and defend.
And C9 has not lost a single one. With the exception of 5 kills, I think that's the only thing Team Liquid have gotten in this.
That's true. 5 kills off a potentially perfect game. The Cloud9 Academy will take what they can get at this point. Inhib's going to fall in the bottom half. Team Liquid Academy have to mount some sort of defense. Odd Orange with a desperate move. He has to go, but it doesn't do anything. Keith just obliterating him as the rest of the carries will clean things up. Backline dives in, frontline forced out, and turrets will be shredded to pieces. Now 3v5 for Team Liquid. Another double bind there for Diamond, and to give Golden Go another double kill. And it's Cloud9 Academy with all class as they sweep the week here in Academy Week 5.
And now, as you say, sole possession of first place, very well deserved. This is one of the deadliest rosters we have in Academy because of their ability to continue to move pieces from the LCS that slot so perfectly into Academy.
I mean, it might, feel unfair for Svenskeren to come down and play a game or two, but they're also moving Blabber into the LCS, who is also doing well. This is a team that has been really committed to playing their full 10-man as much as they can.
All I'm saying is playing against unfair does actually make you better. If you actually learn to play against it, understand why you lost against Svenskeren, that's a much better practice. And if you were to go against just a regular LCS Academy, you get a lot of work when you get an ass whooping, which happens a lot at the time. But when you can just understand how to take the most out of it, then you welcome those defeats.
Well, we did see them at least try here. We'll actually take a look at the first way that Cloud9 got a lead, because this dive looked okay for Team Liquid, but ended very poorly.
Yeah, it started off pretty cool with the flash polymorph into the Jarvan combo, but already when you commit so much, I mean, that is a really big commitment. And then they go a little further, trying to get Jukes, making sure that he pays for that teleport bottom. But then Keith, the Toucan, with the global taunt, gets Jenkins to go on him and completely tanks Turret Dagger with a Lux right in front of him, too. And the guy has no flash, just eats the bind up. Matt gets executed, bottom lane dies, they take no plates. Oh, while mid lane was going down, too. Yeah, that was the beginning of the end, which was about 10 minutes in.
And only 90 minutes in, Cloud9 put the nail in the coffin as we'll watch how they took almost the entire base.
Yeah, so the engage comes in, but again, it's disjointed. Look at Cloud9's focus. They're all going on the same targets, while none of the carries are actually going on anybody. Matt and Shory were not able to actually hit anybody in that time because they were continuing to chase because the rest of C9 members were pathing backwards. They're hiding away. And then when he sees the opportunity, I don't know what made him think that this was the play to go for. Eats a bind right in the phase. Matt goes down with him too because Lulu on her own, she's kind of UV's like.
Yeah, I mean, Matt had some great ultis, some really good spots, but not enough to stave off a very bloodthirsty Cloud9.
That's the C9 graph. That's the graph that Golden Guardians strives to work for.
I think what a lot of teams in Academy strive towards. Cloud9 Academy have kind of been like the centerpiece of Academy for the last few splits. Even though they weren't able to beat TSM and make that final, they've still been like the most dominant team this league has seen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you want to make it into Academy, going to Cloud9 Academy is like, oh, that's a pretty big deal. You're in Cloud9 Academy. Like, you're actually pretty good. You get to be subbed in maybe into the LCS every once in a while. So there's a lot going on for this team.
Yeah, team that brings up talent and breeds it well. Let's, however, hear from a victorious member as I welcome Keith to the broadcast via Discord.
Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
Hey man, how's it going? Were you playing with the hat the whole time?
Oh, no, I put on the hat for the interview, but
well, you got a haircut you don't like? What's going on? We like your hair.
I just became a hat person recently, it feels good to wear it.
Oh, no way. Nice.
So how was that game for you? Because that looked like a very straightforward Cloud9 win.
I think we snowballed pretty cleanly. I think they screwed up like a play bot lane, and our Zero got super strong. And I'm playing Kai'Sa versus Lucian, was like not the best matchup early game. So my job is just to farm waves and make sure I'm not dying to the Lucian Lulu, who's just supposed to try to kill me all the time. And as you can see, I did less damage than the Sejuani and Lux. So I got carried a bit. I admit it.
So I don't know if that's something about you. I kind of feel this way. I'm gonna make a broad statement here. I think AD carries are a liability. Like as the role, like the champion, you have a really hard time hitting that mid-game power spike when you got somebody else that just hits one item spikes and suddenly is popping off. What do you think about that?
I think I agree in a sense, but at the same time, I think the best AD carries like know their role really well, and even like since if AD carries they can't do that much by themselves, but if they play really well around their support and jungler, they can destroy the enemy bot lane, which really just like breaks open the game.
Interesting. So it's very much a team game now to be good in AD carry.
To be fair,
Yeah, who'd have thought?
I feel like Diamond was maybe taking more kills than he needed there, building that need to see large rod after the Ardent Sensor. Hi, Jukes. How you doing?
Hello.
Another good game from him. I guess...
Wait, who's that on the floor? What the?
I don't see anyone. What are you talking about?
Who's it? I wonder who it is.
Oh, it's the Small Bros. Some
What are you guys doing there?
late night push-ups.
What are you guys on the floor? Oh, okay. Can I join you guys? Oh, why am I not invited to the VOD review?
That's a Small Bros synergy thing only. Again, another really strong one. You guys are back on top here in first now, Keith. As always, I imagine the goal for Cloud9 Academy is to smash through the rest of the split and take first once again. Now that you've kind of swept this week and are back on top in sole possession of first, do you feel like it's just an easy ride out here for Cloud9?
Yeah, I think we're looking real strong coming into this Academy Worlds. We're pretty mad about losing to TSM, so we want it back.
All right, well, thank you so much. Congratulations on your win today, and best of luck in the future.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. See ya.
All right, well, there's more league action coming up after the break. We'll return with Game 4 of the night as FLICKR Academy take on Echo Fox Academy. Keith, TP's back down, but the dive's not done. Shoyu gonna dive in on the Keith, but Keith gets that kill. Killer Instinct's there for a bit of extra shield, and now Shoyu gonna get stunned up and killed and execute by Matt to the turret. In danger of getting tagged.
Oh!
Able to be stunned. What a binding there by Diamond. Follow-up stun lands in. Cloud9 gonna tower dive in, and that'll be yet another kill. Odd Orange does get the trade. The shield's out of Lux. Will let them continue to chase despite the lack of health bars. Insanity just gets crushed by Jukes and Spenskeren. Frontline forced out, and turrets will be shredded to pieces. Now 3v5 for Team Liquid. Another double bind there for Diamond, gonna give Golden Go another double kill.